She said attracting
She's
the attention.
buying everyone cars. She's giving everyone $1,000. She throws her purse away. She gives somebody her social security card. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore.
A Billy. Like, okay. Steal my identity. I don't give a shit. I got $1 billion.
Exactly.
You know? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Chisme Chronicles podcast.
Episode 18.
Oh, we're in sync today.
We are. That was good.
I feel like maybe we were both thinking the same thing. Like, all right, let's get the intro right.
Yeah. No, I'm always focused on when to do the air horn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing in my brain.
If we don't get the air horn right,
we can't put an episode out. That's how
it's
it
not.
works.
It's just not worthy to put it out to the public. If this is your first time here, my name is Roman, and I'm here with my niece
Kaylee, or AKA Klepto Kaylee.
If
you haven't watched the last one, go watch that.
Kaylee the Bandit.
Heck yeah.
We got all of them. You
gotta watch the last episode for context. Only the real fans will know.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you're missing out.
Yeah, not a true one.
So
you're not getting a car. That's a real throwback. Throwback. It's been like 2 months.
I know. The first 16 subscribers, Kaylee was gonna buy them a car. So
one car, collective.
They're probably collective. It's a collective car. It's a collective car.
You guys figure out the custody. I don't care.
So what we do on this channel is we read stories from different Reddit, or we've done some tweets as well, but different subreddits, and we've been doing Am I the A-hole, and today we're going to be doing stories from the Today I Effed Up subreddit. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we do a theme or a topic, and sometimes we just kind of find whatever is interesting, and then we just rock and roll.
The theme is always entertainment.
The theme is entertainment. That's the constant theme for sure in the channel. So we'll just jump into it, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and kick it off.
No funny business. We're just gonna go right into it, okay? So today I effed up by taking LSD and pretending to be French for 10 months.
Commitment.
Yeah. Okay. So this was more of an F up that happened quite a while ago, which only just caught up to me a few weeks ago. About 11 months ago, I moved into a new house as a temporary sort of thing until I could get the money together to sort something out properly. I was hoping to have already moved out by this point. On my second day after I'd finished unpacking, I decided to break the house in with a nice acid trip. I brought some with me that I'd recently bought but not had the chance to use yet. Things were going well with the trip, but then it seemed to be getting really intense, and I quickly realized that the tabs were much stronger than I had been told they were, and I thought being locked up in the unfamiliar house wasn't helping me relax. So I figured the best thing to do to relax would be to go for a stroll because I was starting to get pretty overwhelmed at that point. So I left the house to start my walk, and my next door neighbor happened to be just arriving at the same time. It's a street of tightly packed terrace houses, so next door's door is about 1 meter away from me, or 3 feet. Mm-hmm. I'd not met anybody on my street yet and didn't realize that was a friendly, tight-knit community where people talk to each other. She said something along the lines of, "Hello, nice to meet you. My name is blank, and are you new to the area?" So basically, I do this thing sometimes when people try to sell me things on the street, etc., where I pretend I can't speak English.
Oh my God.
I remember a few words from my French class, so I just say some nonsense sentences, and then people usually leave me alone. In the state I was in, this conversation seemed like it would be way too intense for me, and French just sort of came to me as my default response to the situation. My exact words were, "Je voudrais une boulangerie." So basically, I can't remember what boulangerie. I know a little bit of French.
Oh yeah, he speaks French.
Yeah. Je parle un peu de français avec mes familles, mon famille. Dumb, so dumb. It's just like I had a croissant.
That's every word that you know.
Yeah. I'm a
Le petit chat.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Le chat noir. And like my brain's exhausted. So stupid. So I mean, I'm so rusty, but basically says like I need a bakery, or I'm looking for a bakery, or like
Okay.
something like that. So basically he says that that's one of the favorite lines for him to use.
Mm-hmm.
And I shrugged my shoulders a bit, with a weak smile. She pretty much just left me to it after that, and I got on my way. I did my walk and got home about 2 hours later. I was tripping majorly, so the walk ended up taking a lot longer than it needed to. When I got home, though, my next door neighbor was standing in her doorway, talking to another neighbor who was also standing outside. I tried to keep my head down because I couldn't handle any more human interaction, but she waved at me and said, Bonjour.
Oh
So
my God.
I instinctively returned the bonjour and got inside my house as fast as possible. When I got in, I started freaking out straight away because I realized that I'd just become French, and now two of my neighbors think I can't speak any English. The next day, when I woke up, I realized the best thing I could do as an Englishman was just live with the lie for the rest of my short stay in this house to avoid the excruciating embarrassment of having pretended to be French for seemingly no reason. Fast forward 10 months, I still live here. And at this point, I'm in deep. My life on this street is a web of lies. I've
Dude.
I've perfected my French accent, and over the course of 10 months, French me has learned a decent amount of English so he can hold disjointed conversation. So he's an
Dude.
Englishman from England pretending
Pretending.
to be learning to speak French, to speak English.
Yeah. Oh wait, was the story? Was that
No,
it?
there,
Oh no. Okay.
oh,
Okay.
there's more.
Okay.
I'd gotten to know the neighbors pretty well, and I was the nice, quirky French guy on the street. I didn't let the lie slip ever, because every day and every conversation I had just meant that it would be even worse if anyone ever discovered I wasn't French. If I had friends come over, I don't have many, so it wasn't too bad. They knew to never speak to the neighbors because of my strange situation. Most of them found it amusing, at least, like his friends.
Mhm.
Things were going okay, and I wasn't too worried about being exposed anymore because I'd gotten so used to it. I'm not home that much, and when I am, I rarely leave the house for any reason, so I only had to do it for maybe 5 minutes a day when I was out on my street. If anything, it was a nice way to spice my day, spice up my day when I got to take on my French persona. French me somehow had much better social skills than real me, even if his English was a bit limited. Cause like he's not being himself, right?
No,
He's like
yeah,
totally acting.
He's a different character.
He's just acting, so he's not afraid to do all these other.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But then there was a day it all came crashing down. I was walking to my car and saw one of my neighbors coming towards me from the opposite direction with someone else next to her. I didn't recognize that it's someone else next to her that I didn't recognize.
Mhm.
She stopped to say hi, and as she normally does, and then she says to her friend, "This is blank, the guy I was telling you about. You might be able to see where this is going." Her
Oh my
friend
God.
hits me with a
Oh
question
my
in
God.
French that I didn't understand a word of, and I knew he was actually French straight away because his accent was way better than mine. I didn't know what to do, and I just froze. Every second that went past just made it so much more painful, and
Oh my
after
God.
way too long of a pause, I just decided I had to come clean. I told her I wasn't actually French and I couldn't speak French. And then I tried to play it off like some kind of practical joke I've been doing on everyone. Nobody was buying that. I fast walked straight to my car and then let the embarrassment just swallow me for a while. I haven't spoken to any of my neighbors since, some of which I'd struck up friendly relationship with over those 10 months. I make sure nobody is around now whenever I leave the house, and I do a loop around the block in my car if any of my neighbors are walking down the street when I get home so that I never come in contact with them. Every time I think about that day I was discovered, the embarrassment physically hurts me.
Dude.
And then there's an edit that says, I didn't think this post was going to catch so much attention, and I'm praying none of my neighbors use Reddit and see this and decide to come over to talk to me about all this. Some people seem to have a hard time believing that I thought keeping it going for 10 months would actually be a good idea. I'd like to remind people that when I made that decision to keep it up, this was supposed to be a very temporary living situation for me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that poor guy. I feel awful for him.
Dude, I mean, like, I mean, I guess like, he's tripping on acid. He doesn't even really know what to say. So whatever. It's funny. He's just gonna
no big deal. Who cares?
I'm here for 2 weeks or something. I don't know. Who knows how?
And he doesn't know that the neighbors are gonna be like a constant. Like
Yeah.
Some people don't see their neighbors for months.
I know. And I guess what's funny is like the next day, because like also it's like, someone said something to you, hey, like super friendly, right? Mm-hmm. And like they're literally your next door neighbor. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, my name is whatever. What's nice to meet you. Are you
excited,
new here?
Happy,
and then you're like, whatever the hell he says, right?
Yeah.
Walks away.
Yeah.
And then the next day, what is he supposed to say? Oh, sorry, I was high.
Dude, okay.
Or sorry, I panicked. I'm socially awkward and I pretended to be French.
If it was me, I might have. You know what I mean? I might have been like, I would have been like, dude, I was tripping on acid last night. It's nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm so sorry. I kind of freaked out. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, oh, that's like not a big deal.
And also the fact that because you might not want to tell anyone that you do acid.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
But so what I was going to say is like, maybe he didn't want to tell anyone,
mm-hmm.
but then even if he did, well, he planned on being there for a short time anyway. And then he was just going to like leave and never see them again.
Cause it's not like it's his coworker or something.
Right.
It's like, it's just like, why do they care you know what I mean? Like, why do they care if you do acid? But also like this man lives in Europe. Like my first thought was that the neighbor was gonna try and speak French back to him and he was gonna freak out. You know what I mean? Like if you live in Europe, I know like obviously Europe's big, but like a lot of the countries are really small, so it's like somebody there is going to speak French.
Yeah. A lot of English people speak French. Because
But oh man,
dude, and it's so crazy that like this community adopted this guy. Like,
damn.
He became friends with a lot of them.
Guy. Because you want to be helpful. Like, this guy doesn't speak English. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, oh, I want to be his friend. It's like this foreign dude.
This guy's probably more English than them. He's a direct descendant of King Richard III.
It's like when it's like when you're like a new kid at a school, and if you're like kind of like have something different about you, everybody's gonna want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to want to be your friend or whatever. This guy was having new kid syndrome on the block.
I wonder if he was like, I started imagining him going over for dinners. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was just like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. He said he was friendly with them. So who knows, right? They might have, because I could totally see that. They invite him for dinner and they're like, this is a classic English dish.
Yeah.
And, this is, he's just like just keeping the lie going,
dude. I feel like that's kind of like I feel like people do that. You know what I mean? Like I've gotten drunk before and pretended that I don't speak English. Like at like a little like event or whatever, I just pretended that I only spoke Spanish like the whole event. And then like that's only happened to me one time where like I did end up like it ended up being like whatever, like somebody like my coworker knew was at like this event where like I pretended I only spoke Spanish, and I met him again like 3 weeks later, and I just came clean. I was like, no, I was drunk and I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? So like I feel like you could do that, but like if you're socially awkward, I understand just wanting to like and just like I'm just gonna keep it going that way, like they don't know that I lied or something.
Yeah.
You just panic. Yeah.
Like it was like I guess in that moment for him, it was worse for him to come clean about the lie than to it was easier for him to keep the lie going and just pretending to be
because
this other person.
Because then there's nothing awkward. You
totally.
just keep going. You are avoiding the awkwardness.
But it just came back like so much worse on him. You know?
It sucks. I was thinking, he could have like if he knows the word like bathroom or something just like almost like an emergency kind of like word, he could have just shouted like bathroom and ran away. You know what I mean? When the French guy actually pulled up and said something to him. Just like, I gotta go to the bathroom right now. You know,
yeah.
You know, just but some also, type of like emergency, and then you just don't come out of your apartment again.
Yeah. Oh, that could be. Yeah, maybe that was too awkward for him too. I don't know. Who knows? But I mean, staying there is even more awkward.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "What I do? And it's probably like a 5-10 seconds, and the guy's like, okay.
Yeah.
And they're all like looking at each other, like the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
where they're like,
yeah. Dude.
Everybody at home, do it with us. Dumb. We need a third person.
It's the camera.
the camera.
Also,
yeah.
I loved it. he said that his favorite like go-to sentence or whatever is like, I'm looking for a bakery or something, or I need a bakery.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
reminds me of like, ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? That's like the
Oh,
one
yeah.
sentence that everybody knows in Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like a joke.
Yeah, from just like the super basic stuff that they teach you in school. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Or Dora. I feel like that's a good Dora one.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. No,
I thought
that
that
was
was hilarious.
Good. Okay, are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Today I effed up by sending my wife to check if a Powerball ticket was a winner. So, this happened a few days ago. I have a long-standing habit of buying a lottery ticket for the Powerball or Mega Ball, etc. Sorry. Whenever it gets over 300 million. It's overall a very small amount per year, and it's just a small investment in fun times. Investment in fun times, sorry, from my point of view. Recently, the prize was slowly creeping up due to no winners multiple weeks in a row. And it just like explains that the prize gets rolled over if there's no winner. It was over $1 billion last week, and I bought a ticket like usual. But I got too busy to take it to check the numbers. Here's where I screwed up. I decided to give the ticket to my wife to check. Now, she's a very sweet lady who has never gambled anything, so she was not familiar with the process. I sent her to a local supermarket with a machine, explained how to scan the card, and sent her on her merry way. A little while later, I get a strange text basically saying, "You better be sitting down." And then a text something to the effect of, "I'm never coming back to the store again." Later, I got the full story. She scanned the ticket correctly on the machine. She scanned the ticket correctly, and the machine announced that she was a winner. A full screen graphic with giant words, "The works." She freaked out at the prospect of becoming billionaires, attracting the attention of everybody in the store. After hyperventilating for a minute or two, she saw that the machine stated to proceed to the checkout counter. She walks over and finds out she won $2.
Oh my gosh, I knew I was gonna say $5 or something. You know.
She was not aware that if you get one number or sum in the right place, you can win your money back. Anyways, after landing back to earth abruptly, she left the store mortified at her reaction to winning $2, and now we need to find somewhere else to shop. LOL.
She's too embarrassed to go back there.
Dude, I would never go back. You just put yourself in this lady's brain.
300 million.
You just found out you won 300. No. Sorry, it had gone over $1 billion.
Oh, the one over the billion.
It.
Oh,
yeah, he buys it if it's over 300
You're
million.
right. It was the one over the billion.
You just found out you're a billionaire in a grocery store. I'm screaming. I'm hyperventilating. I'm crying. I'm on my knees, sobbing. I just found out I'm a billionaire, dude. I just found out I'm a billionaire.
You just start roasting everybody. Like, get away from me, peasants.
Yeah.
You stink. Like,
yeah, dude. I just found out I'm a billionaire. Immediately, I have the biggest ego in the world.
The biggest ego in the world. Dude. You're like, everybody get out of my market. I own this. I'm buying this. Yeah. I'm buying this.
Give me one of everything.
Give me one. I'm taking the lot.
Dude, and then you walk over, still crying. You're still freaking out. You walk over, you go, "Here's my ticket. Run me my money."
She's like, and I want it $2. Cash. Yeah.
$2.
She's like, "Here's my ticket. I'm here to collect."
The way I'd be like,
"I want the Billy in all hundreds."
Dude, I would never go back ever.
Because, dude. So she's going to.
She is a billionaire,
and everyone is like, ah.
Dude,
everyone's hugging her.
I'm giving everyone $1,000.
Everyone's hugging her like, "We won, we won!"
Yeah.
Like, we did it. Everybody's chanting, "Ole, ole, ole, ole." They're throwing her up. You know what I mean? Like a soccer. They're lifting her up. They're like, ha ha.
Like a bar mitzvah.
Ha. Yeah, they're throwing her up, dude. It was a full, because she said attracting the attention.
She's buying everyone cars. She's giving everyone $1,000. She throws her purse away. She gives somebody her social security card. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore.
A Billy. Like, okay. Steal my identity. I don't give a shit. I got $1 billion.
Exactly.
You know?
Dude, who gives an F? You can have my house, bitch. Yeah.
I got $1 billion.
She gives somebody her keys.
She's like, "Here, she's like, that white Honda Civic salvage title, Adam."
What's wrong with white Honda Civic salvage title? What's wrong with dirty white Honda Civic salvage title?
No,
with a dent in the roof.
No, nothing. I don't know anybody that owns one. She's like, you can have it. She's like,
it's a piece of shit.
She's just reported stolen after.
Dude, that sucks so bad. Yeah, you can never go. You have to move now.
Dude, you gotta sell your house that they bought in 2021 at a 3.25 interest rate. They gotta sell it and move to another house at 8%.
Yeah,
because they can't live in that neighborhood anymore.
You have to like move to Montana or something.
Or Wyoming.
You own a ranch.
Because there's less people in Wyoming. So
yeah, Wyoming's the most desolate state.
Oh my god,
dude, that's so upsetting. That kind of this is like not obviously not as bad, but like the first time I ever went to a casino, I went with like this coworker that I still love, and I still like try and see her every time I go home. But she like only played slots, you know what I mean? So and I had never been to a casino, so I was like, I'm not gonna like venture off by myself. I'm playing slots, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I only took out like. I took out like $40, right? And it was like we'd gotten paid that day too. So I was like, but I knew I was gonna lose it. You know what I mean? No, I took out $60. That's the thing. Okay, so I'm down 40 already. Okay, we've been there for a couple hours. I am drunk. Oh
my god!
And then we're playing slots, and like all of us, I hit like a mega like jackpot or whatever. It was $60, dude.
You won $60.
I won $60 with one spin, but I was already down 40. You know what I mean? So net, I'm up 20.
You're up 20
technically, but she starts screaming. So then I start screaming, and we're freaking out, dude. We have the whole casino behind me. The whole casino, and everybody goes like, "Oh, what you win? Whatever."
Like people came behind.
Dude, it was a crowd. We're screaming. It's me and two coworkers, and we're all screaming. They're hugging me. And I'm screaming.
And at this point, did you know you only won $60? Okay.
But I was
but you got hyped.
I was sloshed, and they hyped me up.
You got hyped, hella hyped.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't have cared, but I'm drunk as hell, and they're screaming at me that I just won something huge.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, I did. I won $60. So, and now there's a ton of people behind me, and they're all looking over. You know, like everybody's like looking, and they're like, oh, fucking $60. Walk away. And then it was like even better because I like look over, and there's like all these old ladies in like a line of slots behind me, and they're all up like $200, $300, and they're just sitting there. Just sitting there.
So somebody came over. They're like, "What did they win?" They're like
Multiple
$60.
People did.
He's like, "Oh, $60." Pulls out his wallet, gives you a 20. Like, get the hell out of here.
Throws it at me.
He's like, get out of my face,
dude. It was so bad,
dude. Because like commotion like that, like at a
casino.
I'm running over there to see what's going on.
I'm seeing they just won $100,000, and I'm seeing if they'll give me some chump change. That's what I'm doing.
Like hit me with a 5.
Yeah.
You know, a little something like get a Coke. You know, like
another drink.
give me a now.
Seeing if they're all drinks on me.
Drinks on me.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
yeah,
funny.
I would have been I would have been running over to see what the hell you guys.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what you won.
So I can't imagine like I was freaking out over $60. I can't imagine how I would have reacted over. I just like. And somebody in the comments was like, most people will never know what it feels like to be a billionaire, but your wife did. She knew what it felt like to be a billionaire.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She knew what it felt like to be a billionaire.
For like, who knows how long?
For like 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
2 minutes? Dude, you're a billionaire for 2 minutes.
She's positive. She knows. She is a billionaire for those 2 minutes. Damn, that's gotta be crazy. But then that crash is so hardcore. Just walking back out to your salvage title white Honda Civic with a dent in the roof.
Haven't washed it in who knows
I
how long.
spilled coffee on the side. It's just dry.
Just like smelling like macchiato on the door. It's just like...
Dude.
Oh my god.
I'm waiting for it to rain, okay? It's gonna rain.
Wow, you're waiting for it to rain to wash the car?
Maybe on
once it starts raining, I'll just like sprinkle soap. Start pouring dish soap all over the car. Oh, dude, that was a good story, man. Short and sweet.
Poor lady. We love you if you're out there.
Wow.
I hope you moved.
All right. Story number 3. I have it. My next story is similar to my first story. It's like
Okay.
somebody playing the character.
Okay.
Okay. Today I effed up by enraging the parents of my girlfriend by pretending not to know what a potato is.
Oh my god.
Let me tell you that I have made a bad mistake this evening. My girlfriend, who let me tell you is only my second girlfriend of all time, said I am invited to dinner with her and her parents. I was very nervous and bashful to be invited to such a situation, but I knew it must be done. I met them nicely, I should tell you, and it started off in a good way. The idea slapped my mind that I should do a comic bit to make a good impression and become known to them as a person who is amusing. When I saw that the baked potatoes were served, I got the idea that it would be very good if I pretended I didn't know what potatoes were. That would be funny. Oh, this was written a little bit weird.
Yeah.
I got the idea that it would be very good if I pretended I did not know what potatoes was. Oh my God. Were. What? Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about.
What potatoes are.
What potatoes are. Like, sheesh. Sometimes it's hard trying to read these stories when people are writing things weird. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Or there's like no punctuation or something.
Watson pretend he doesn't know what potatoes are.
Yeah.
And he thought that was going to be funny. Well, let me tell you, backfired on my face. I'll tell you how. So first, when the potato became on my plate, like what the when the potato became on my plate, like it became on like
manifested onto his plate. Yeah.
I acted very interested. I showed an expression on my face so as to seem that I was confused, astounded, but in a restrained way, curious and interested. So he's like, huh.
Just like staring at it, like inspecting it.
Yeah, he's like, this is a potato. He's like, huh. Like, he's like, I showed an expression on my face as to seem that I was confused. He's like, astounded, restrained. He's like my restrained face. Curious, interested. They did notice and seemed confused, but did not remark. So I asked, "This looks very interesting. What is this?" They stared at me, and the mother said, "It's a baked potato." And I was saying, "Oh, interesting. A baked, what is it again?"
Oh my god.
And she was like, "A potato." And I was like, "A potato? Oh, interesting. Never heard of a potato. Looks pretty good." And then they didn't see I was clowning, but thought I really did not know what a potato is. So I knew I would be very shamed, humiliated, depressed, and disgusted if I admitted to making a bad joke. So what I did was to act as if it was not a joke, but I committed to the act of pretending I didn't know what a potato is. So this guy was trying to do this joke, and he's getting crickets.
It's a bad joke.
So he's like, I'm just going to have to go deeper.
Oh my god.
They asked me, very incredulous, did I really not know what a potato is? That I never heard of a potato? I went with it and told him, yes, I did not ever even hear of a potato. Not only had I never even eaten a potato, I had never heard the word potato. Just going deeper. This went on for a bit, and my girlfriend was acting very confused and embarrassed by my effed up antics. And then the more insistent I was about not knowing what a potato is, what a potato was, when her parents started thinking I did know what a potato was. Well, let me tell you, this guy keeps saying, let me tell you, I had to commit 100% at this point. When I would not admit to knowing what a potato was, the father especially began to get annoyed. At one point, he said something like, enough is enough. You're effing with us. Admit it. And I said, sir, before today, I never heard of a potato. I still don't know what a potato is, other than some kind of food. I don't know what to tell you. Well, let me tell you, he got very annoyed. I decided to take a bite of the potato. And when I did, I made a high-pitched noise and said, tastes very strange. That is when the father started yelling at me, and the mother kept saying, what are you doing? And my girlfriend went to some other room. So she's gone. She's giving up. Finally, the father said I should get the F out of his house. And I said it was irrational to treat me like this just because I never heard of a potato before. Well, let me tell you, he didn't take that kindly. Now, in text messages, I have been telling my girlfriend I really don't know what a potato is. The only way I can ever get out of this is for them to buy that I don't know what a potato is. I wish I never started it, but I can't go back. I think she will break up with me anyway.
Good. Good.
Idiot.
Dude.
Idiot.
So stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Also, like, I don't think I'm like maybe the parent, maybe he's like trying to be like, oh, the parents are like sticklers and like they don't like, they can't take a joke. I think if somebody was like, I don't know, I think if somebody told me they didn't know what a potato was and they were like American or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just basically like a similar lifestyle to me, I would be so frustrated.
You're like, like, dude, it's a potato. Like,
I would get so upset.
yeah, like.
It's like, what do you mean you've never heard of a potato?
Yeah, because you're not gonna pick up on a joke because it doesn't make sense. Like the joke doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
the joke doesn't make any sense at all. So it's gonna be hard for them to kind of even pick up on like how is this funny? Confused. Like you were trying to make this funny. Like, oh, I didn't really get how it was funny.
Yeah,
and he could have just like,
especially like if I'm serving dinner and somebody's like looking at all funky, I'm gonna be like, okay, like is something wrong with it? Like.
He's a it's a baked, what did you say again? Oh my God. Idiot.
Potato.
So this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. This guy is probably between 16 and 19 years old.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I
hope so.
I think you're 16, 17.
I hope so.
16, 17, 18. I would hope so also.
Imagine a 30-year-old man.
Yeah, no, yeah, like, dude, give up, like. Oh, also, he said my second girlfriend ever, so that makes sense.
I mean, some people it's like, true. Oh, I got my first girlfriend in college. We dated for 3 years.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So I'm thinking he's like, oh damn, like I'm so nervous about making a good impression. I thought this was gonna be funny. Clearly, it's not funny. They didn't like it. They don't get it.
But she's like, oh, it's a bad joke.
Yeah, but like I feel like if you're 17 years old, like. You panic. I think he panicked. I feel like he panicked, but it was just I don't know. It's just it was horrible though. Horrible.
That's tough.
Like, sir, they're like, get the hell out of here. You need to leave. You know. I was like, you need to leave. The girlfriend bailed on him.
I hope she breaks up with him just so he learns his lesson.
Yeah, I hope. There's no going back.
No.
There's no going back.
You can't ever meet the parents again. They hate you now.
Yeah, because they actually started yelling at him. They're like, get the F out of my house.
Yeah.
I'm done with this. And he's like, whoa, this is so rude. That she's like, yeah, no, it's over. It's over.
Just because I don't know what a potato is?
It's over.
It's so stupid.
Or
good. I'm glad.
Or they could make a recovery and then they'll look back on it. Like if he was a good guy and stuff, they'll look back on it.
Yeah, but it would be
so
awkward
stupid to do that.
Yeah, it would be awkward for too long. I couldn't deal with that.
Yeah.
It would be awkward for too long. I don't like it.
So I guess the moral of those two stories.
He is the asshole.
Yeah, he is. This is not even am I the asshole, but you are the father. I don't like Maury. But I just want to say, so I guess this is a lesson for all of us. Like, know when to quit.
Yeah. If you're that awkward, just don't try and make any jokes at all. Yeah. Just, if you're gonna commit that hard. Okay, this one's kind of gross.
Ew.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Today I effed up the title. Okay, hold on. Today I effed up by making such a disgusting smell come from my butt that it evacuated a courtroom.
What?
So this happened about 5 hours ago. Today I woke up and I had really painful cramps due to the deadly woman's monthly cycle, mixed with some spiced chicken that hadn't set right in my belly at night. I went to the toilet about 3 times before going to work this morning, but it's eased off a bit. So I take some tablets, grin and bear, and leave for work. Now, my job is working within the prison system and escorting prisoners to certain places, including courts. This is where it all went downhill. I had to escort this prisoner over to the witness box and stand next to her in open court. So I do my usual, but my tummy has started to hurt really bad again. I'm trying my absolute best to pull off a fart, which I know is brewing, but I can't hold much longer. To put off a fart, which I know is brewing, but I can't hold much longer. So I do a really silent one and pat myself on the back, thinking I got away with it. That is until the prisoner starts coughing and retching and shouting, "What the F is that?" I
Because she's standing next to him.
Yeah, and he's or the prisoner. She's gagging and she's like she's retching and shouting. What is that, dude?
Oh my gosh.
Coughing and gagging. I quickly realized that what it must be, but I can't admit to such a foul, putrid smell. So I start crinkling my nose as well and gagging.
Just faking it.
Just the admin clerk walks slightly closer and retches so hard that she had to swiftly put her head in the bin, so she had to throw up.
Oh my gosh.
By this point, it's getting loud and the chaos is starting to ensue. Not what you want in court in front of the district judge. He quickly tells me to take the prisoner back over to the closed dock and states that it must be the pipes. He stands down.
Pipes in your ass.
He stands down the whole of the court and makes maintenance come to check the pipes for any leaks, cracks, or anything, which could have made that sort of smell happen. Prisoner still has watery eyes. I'm pretending to gag, and the clerk is sipping water next to the bucket. Yeah.
Yo.
Dude.
Okay, I just want to say
They committed too, but they did it right.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, I don't know, but I'm just gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she mentioned the getting her period.
I know. Moving forward.
Okay, so all right. So you learn something every day, right? The more you know. Yeah. I'm like, why is she trying to blame it on that? Why is she trying to blame it on nature? Like she needs to blame it on that stink ass chicken that she made.
No, it's both.
No, so I mean, I was trying to defend all women out there. You know what I mean? Like this woman putting a bad name on nature, and she's like trying to blame it, and I'm like, no. So that's my whole mind. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna defend women right now. You know,
nature, not women. I mean, women. They don't need defense.
Well, I'm gonna defend her putting blame on a natural cycle. And blaming that as part of the culprit.
It's part of the culprit.
But I guess look, sometimes you gotta.
The more you know.
Sometimes you just gotta,
Sometimes you got bad.
I stand corrected. No, I know. That's my bad, Kaylee. And we'll just go ahead and move on.
But yeah, dude, clearing out a whole courtroom, that's got to be like a record-breaking fart.
Dude, it reminded me of something. Not that it was like that at all, but so basically, obviously the prisoner, she's like, "Yo, what the hell's going on?" Right? It's disgusting. And then she's like, starts crinkling her nose, like,
and
like,
gagging.
Dude, it reminded me of, I think I've only told a very few people this story. When I was in 6th grade, we were in history class.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, I had my head down on the desk. So this is like the desks that where you sit in rows,
okay.
right? It's like it's the chair that's got the built-in.
Yeah, like that. It's connected.
It's got the built-in desk. So then you would sit in rows. The class would have like 6 rows, and everyone's right behind each other. So for whatever reason, I had my head down, and I think maybe finished my work early or something. And I started to kind of doze off. Mm-hmm. I started to doze off, and I farted, dude. I just slipped out, dude. But it didn't. It wasn't.
Your body was relaxing.
My body was like, "Oh, we're chilling now," but it wasn't. It wasn't like. It wasn't like a little pedillo like that, It was silent. It was a little silent. It was a little silent fart. But I felt it, So
Yeah.
so
Jolted you.
I'm like 60% asleep, or
Yeah.
I'm like 75%, into my sleep, and body starts relaxing, and then it's like a little fart. Immediately 112% awake.
Yeah.
Right? Straight up sitting up, and I'm like, "Oh, please no, please." Like if it doesn't smell, we're good.
Not to
like
smell.
how? Yeah, like did I eat clean? What was my meal like? Was it good? And then all of a sudden, dude, I start smelling it. And my neighbor No, I'm gonna say. Oh, okay, so okay, basically, the girl that was sitting behind me. Okay, she was a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting behind me. So the freaking fart hits her, right? Goes she smells it, and she's like, and I don't remember exactly like what she said, like, but I think I don't remember if she said like, ew, like who farted, but I think she said, she's like, ew, you farted.
Oh my
because
God.
because obviously my ass was like back here,
Yeah.
right? And so she was like, ew, you farted, like it stinks. And immediately I go into defense mode.
No, I didn't.
I'm like, no, I didn't. I was like, no, I didn't. And I was all like turning around, you know, I'm like, like the fart's behind me,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, which makes no sense. I'm like looking behind me, and I'm like, ew, it smells back here. You farted. You farted. And she's like, no, I didn't. Like, you farted. And I'm like, why? I'm like, wait. I don't know. She's and like the history teacher, his name was Mr. Bridgestock.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, hey, what's going on? Settle down, you know, because we're just disrupting the class. And I'm like, well, she's saying that I farted and I didn't. I'm like, she freaking farted. She's trying to blame me, because I go into lawyer mode, dude, like hardcore, you know.
Yeah.
You know me, like in general, like I like. So she's like, no, blah blah blah, and we start arguing. And then like the teacher from the other class, because this school had like, well, it was like normal block. It was like, you know, block walls, but the two classrooms were separated by the thinner partition wall.
Okay.
That you can like accordion fold and make
Yeah.
a big ass room if you wanted to. But it was like, so then like she was the math teacher. I can't remember her name, but she was mean.
Yeah.
And so she came out and she like, because there was a door that would connect, like if the teachers needed to like send students back and forth or whatever, she opens the door and she's like, what's going on over here? You know, she was mad, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, you know, them two are arguing, disrupting the class, blah, blah, blah. And then so there was like, the worst thing to get in trouble was like getting a referral or something. And there was like a level under that, like, I don't know, letter of something.
Okay.
I can't remember. And so we both got one.
Oh no.
We both got one, and we had to like serve detention in the math
dragged her
teacher's
down
class.
for calling
Yo,
out
I
your
took her
fart.
down, dude. I took her down with me.
She should have just sat there silently in the fart smell. That's
Dude,
her bad.
Dude, I was not gonna go down as the guy that farted in class. Like,
Yeah.
you know, my reputation was at stake.
Because at least this way you still have a defense. You could still, like, if your friends ask you about it, you're like, nah, dude, she farted.
Nah, she farted, bro.
Yeah.
And maybe she was on her, you know what I mean? Because I hear that it could be worse. That's what they tell me. Yo, oh my gosh. But
Disgusting.
man, that took me back.
Shout out to that girl.
But
if you're out there, now you know.
Yeah,
you
but
can rest easy.
Also, I want to clarify. Yeah, she's probably watching this. She's like, I knew it.
I hated him.
Yeah. But mine wasn't like a rotten one. It was just like a normal. It was your standard fart.
Yeah.
Your standard run of the mill fart. But damn, clearing out.
Record breaking fart, dude. They thought that some sulfur pipes were leaking.
They let the prisoner out on bail
Somebody
because of that.
threw up, dude.
Somebody threw
The
up.
clerk. She said she had to put her head in the bin.
Sheesh.
So I assume that means throwing up, right? You could put your head in a trash can.
Yeah. Or the trash can just smelled better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, ugh,
Just like whiffing the dude. That's happened to me before. Where like this was like when I like the old doctor's office I worked at. One time, like, I had to basically, like, long story short, I had to take back this lady, and, like, I got a warning before I even took her back from the receptionist, and she goes, hey, this lady really stinks. Like, really, really, really stinks. Like, put Vaseline on your nose or something. And I was like, it can't be that bad. It was that bad. It was that bad. And so, like, I had intentionally, like, set up the room so she would be sitting, like, far away from me, like, before I even took her back. And then she, like, basically got in there and just, like, was scooting super close to me. And I was smelling, like... This woman smelled so bad. I was smelling my armpit for relief. Like, I kept, smelling.
Gosh.
And obviously, like, I don't smell that bad, but it still smells like sweat and deodorant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm, like, sitting there, like, just taking deep breaths of my armpit and trying to hold for as long as I could.
But how are you doing that? She was looking away from you?
Like no, I would just kind of, like, because I was, wait.
Is she doing the eye thingy?
Well, she was doing that for part of it, but also, like, for part of it, I'm talking to her and I'm typing on the laptop, and so I have my back to her, like, on purpose, and I just kind of keep, like...
Oh, okay. I was like, how is she not looking at you
No.
and you're smelling your own armpit?
No, yeah, I had my back to her.
Oh, okay.
Like
Oh
usually
my
I like would
gosh.
sit to the side so that I can still like look between the computer screen and the person. But I have fully had my full back to this woman,
Yeah.
and she's like right behind me, just like she
And
fully
you
closed
could
her
just like
face.
you could
The
like the
fumes, dude. I could see them.
fumes.
I could see them. I could see the smell fumes.
Oh my gosh.
Straight up Linus style stink.
Dude, I don't think like I've smelled I've been next to smelly people before,
Mhm.
but like, it could have been like someone like on the subway or something, like,
Dude, this is
when
the
we
worst
go visit,
ever.
like,
Yeah.
somewhere, like,
Yeah.
like I
So
know
vacation.
in like New York in the subways, like I've encountered
Oh
smelly
yeah.
people and
Yeah.
stuff. In a line of a checkout or something, but
Yeah. Mhm.
you were probably next to her for like, I don't know,
I was
five,
in a
10 minutes or
like,
what?
I got at no. That was my record because like
Oh,
we would
how
always
fast
be
was
like
it?
my average was always like, oh, I was like in the room with somebody for 12 minutes or whatever, you know. And my record I was in
7.
there with her for 3 minutes.
3 minutes. You got
Because
all
I
the.
set up everything beforehand, like on purpose.
Okay, okay.
And then
okay.
I just like everything. So and also like I had like muscle memory at that point. So I just got her in and out. I was like, you need to stop talking right now. I literally like I didn't tell her. I did tell her not like that, but I did tell her at one point that she needed to stop talking.
Why her breath
I was
stinks
like,
so bad
it's
too?
dude, everything. She smelled like onion and cigarette and like she hadn't showered and like I've been around stinky people. This is my number one. I was one time sitting with a guy that literally pooped himself. He pooped himself. And she smelled worse, dude. She smelled worse than
Wait,
that.
you were sitting next to someone that pooped themselves at the job, and
Also
at
for
the
that
office?
job.
How do you know he pooped himself?
Because when he got up, he had soiled himself, and we had to disinfect every surface that he had touched and sat on. He had soiled himself.
Did he do it while he was there?
Mhm.
So you're like, sir. So do you have any trouble driving at night? And he's all,
Sometimes.
yeah.
I wasn't the one that
Dude.
took him back. I didn't like. So somebody else was like sitting with him, and they just came out and looked so defeated. And I was like, "What's wrong?" And they're like, "I have to disinfect." And I was like, "Okay, what happened?" You know what I mean? Because like sometimes it would happen where like somebody had like pink eye, and then you have to disinfect everything, or somebody has some type of infection, where you have to disinfect everything. And then she goes, "Just can you help me disinfect?" And I was like, okay. But then one of the doctors like called me away while I was like about to start helping. And then she goes like, hey, I need you to like bring me a mask and whatever. And then she goes, I need you to go like, what did she need me to clean the room down or something, but with the guy in there.
With the guy in there?
Mhm.
Why?
Like I think I was gonna have to like wipe the seat, and then I had to put something down so he could sit.
Why?
I was like,
Because
we
they were
should've just
still
refused him service.
they're still
Well,
trying
he
to,
still had poop on him,
and he's still getting
and
service
he's still
done.
getting service.
That's what I was,
Yeah.
What you said is what I was thinking. Like, why didn't you guys like at that
Mm-mm.
point kick him out? Like, yo, go wash that ass.
Yeah, he
come
had
back.
been like transported like from like a nursing home and stuff. So like,
Oh.
yeah.
He was like an old guy.
He wasn't that old, but he was like probably 70.
Ah,
But
damn.
yeah, he
All right.
pooped
Well,
himself.
I mean, I guess it still sucks.
Yeah.
But
it's different.
I guess
though.
I can understand now
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit more. Yeah, if he's an old guy, I mean, obviously people who knows, people can lose their kind of control of their bowels at whatever time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We don't know, right? I mean, it could happen at any moment. Just like right now. Wow.
But yeah, I was in the room with a man that pooped his pants, and that woman still smelled worse.
Sheesh. Damn. Okay. Well.
Yeah, but I don't know. So I don't know what level that fart was on from the story. Who knows? Clear out.
Yeah, we're like, well, so not the asshole. Just like unrelated. Oh man, damn, that was
the
crazy.
prescription.
That was crazy.
Lactaid.
Lactate. Dude, lactate doesn't. So, dude, I was never lactose intolerant until like, I don't know, 26 or something.
Well, I think something like 80% of the world is like lactose intolerant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we're not supposed to drink milk.
Yeah, no, it's not for us.
Yeah. And anyway, but I tried lactate and it didn't work. Like it didn't, like it still like kind of made my stomach hurt.
I don't know.
But I still use whole milk for my cappuccinos. Cuz it's like a little bit of milk.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a lot of milk,
Yeah.
I can't sit there and eat cereal though with like, 2% milk or whatever.
I'm an oat milk girly.
I'm all about that almond breeze, you know what I'm saying? Original.
Almond milk
No,
is
almond gang.
like, oh my god, so
Almond gang.
stupid.
You're an oatmeal gang. Oat milk.
Yeah,
Oat milk.
that's the superior.
Hey, comment down below what you guys like the most, oat milk or almond milk.
What gang are you on?
Yeah, what gang are you on? Almond milk gang, oatmeal gang.
We've been going too long.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Hey, thanks for joining us on another episode. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for hitting those like button, and we're getting more comments and stuff. So that really pumps us up. It gives us what makes us feel happy that you guys are enjoying the content.
Yeah.
And it's funny to see your comments and stuff.
Roast and everything. Hate and all.
Yeah, all of that stuff. So we will see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.